This may seem like a normal rave to you, what you expect to see, but what if I told you that a young boy sold you these drugs? Drug smuggling experts are expanding across the UK, from cities to rural areas. It is called County Lines. This is dedicated to drugs.
I'm going to talk about my brother and how I got involved into County Lines. The thing about my brother is that you really wouldn't take him as that kind of type who got as messed up as he did. He really messed up his own life, and it's really heartbreaking to think. Like, he was so intelligent, he got all of his A-levels in A-levels, he was going up to uni in the next year or so after a gap year and all that, doing what he wanted to be an engineer. But whilst he was studying his final exams, he got diagnosed with ADHD. So his at a very old age, it's weird how they picked it up like that. But he didn't have focus, so he started taking Adderall because his friends, not the best influence on people. His friends said that Adderall was really good for helping focus. So obviously he started taking Adderall. And he became very addicted to Adderall quite quickly, and then he started taking Xanax and all these other kind of not mainstream drugs, more like prescribed drugs, but he was never prescribed these drugs, he was, all he had was ADHD tablets and that was it. So from that to taking drugs was a bit questionable, but no one really knew about it. Obviously, sooner or later, they started finding out. He got kicked out of school because he was cheating in exams, which, and then so he started going to more hardcore drugs such as cocaine, and then taking pills every weekend. He was going out. He really lost motivation because he thought, what's the point anymore? His mates started falling out with him when really they were the one who got him into it, but he was doing it more frequently than them, and they kind of grew up and started going away into their uni and stuff, and obviously he couldn't do that as well because he didn't have the education that he wanted to. So he obviously became a bigger drug addict, doing heroin, crack now. At a very, very young age. I was even younger, so I didn't really know what was going on at the time. My brother became massively in debt with this huge drug dealer around Bristol, and it wasn't oh no, I think around Bristol, and it wasn't nice, I didn't know, I was only young at the age, I was 17 and my brother was going on 21. I'm sorry, it's hard to talk about sometimes. And so he obviously got a big debt. He went missing. I don't know where he went or where he gone, and we still to this day don't know where he's gone, which is really, really heartbreaking to say. But I've got to the point now I've accepted it, and I've moved on with my life. Yeah, so obviously because my brother went missing and he owed a lot of money, I was forced to pay that for him at a young age. I had no interaction with drugs. I never did drugs. I didn't want to do drugs. I haven't ever touched a thing, it doesn't fascinate me, it doesn't interest me at that point. And then obviously this gang abducted me and they told me that if I don't pay off my brother's debt, they were going to kill him because they had him hostage. They knew where he was, but in reality no one knew where he was. They were just bribing me, and obviously I'm going to do anything to get my brother back because my brother's always been there for me and protected me. So I thought it was my turn in favour. So I obviously agreed, and then I started selling in counties away from home, away from people I knew, away from everyone, and it wasn't nice, I was scared, I was low, very, very scared. I was going to make up £700 a week in drug loans just to pay off his 10 grand debt and over the next 6 months, I thought the best idea for me to sell was probably at raves and clubs. Another time I wasn't with age, so obviously got a fake ID online. Sometimes it accepted, sometimes it didn't. And then I would sell drugs in these big club places, raves. That's when I obviously got caught because these places are not where you want to be selling drugs, you want to be more on the downside. So I got caught, and then I was charged to 2 years minimum in prison from drug dealing of Class A drugs, Class B drugs, and Class C. So 2 years in prison. I've been released. I've now done 160 hours probation work, and it ruined my life. I've got a criminal record now because of it. I'm scared to move back into my hometown because they might come back because I never fully paid it off. They're still out there probably doing this to other young people, and I think that's why I need to say something. Also, my brother is still nowhere to be found, and yeah, that's my experience with county lines.